26M. Don't think I can get past my long-term girlfriend, 30F, lying to me about of. I think the bots auto-delete posts containing certain keywords, so I will refer to this popular subscription for content website as of. If it were a store you would think it was selling nothing but air circulation devices. You know the one. Hi Reddit. Throwaway account here. My girlfriend and I have been going out for 4.5 years now. We get along quite well and rarely fight about anything. We argue maybe twice a year maximum. I love her, and every time I see her, it brings me joy. We have discussed marriage, but decided to wait until she has finished school before adding the stress of a wedding. She was late starting uni, she's got 1.5 years left for her degree. We have had some issues with honesty in the past, as she has a difficult time telling the truth out of fear of people's reactions. She will blame traffic instead of, I'm a little late because I stopped for coffee, and various small lies, and sometimes lie about larger issues. It's something I have learned to deal with, as I generally can tell when she's lying and I trust her not to do anything truly harmful to the relationship, such as cheating. Well, last week on Tuesday, I went over to her place to hang out after I finished an appointment. She was stuck late at work, so I decided to grab her iPad to read the news and get stock market updates like I have done a million times before. However, this time, she had left a tab open and it was an of tab. It turns out she had created the account as an adult model a week before on Friday, 5 days ago. There was a Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok she had created and posted photos on to promote her page as well. The photos she was posting were not nude, but rather lewd, her with her shirt and bra lifted and her hand down her pants, her naked ass, naked chest with the nipples covered by her fingers, and various lingerie photos in various states of undress. I should mention that her face was not visible in any of the photos, and she had always, though barely, covered her nips and genitalia. I'm shocked, as this is something she has never expressed an interest in. She's always been very modest, she won't even wear a bikini on the beach, and if a dress shows her shoulders she will wear a jacket to cover them. By the way, I encourage her not to be so worried about it. I personally feel that she should dress confidently, and I feel that wearing a jacket over a dress because it shows her shoulders is kinda silly. But I support her decision either way, even though I sometimes feel weird being out for dinner with her wearing a jacket in midsummer, but it is her choice and I respect that. I know she is self-conscious about her large breasts and her weight, despite being 5 feet 5 and weighing only 125,130 pounds. Her ideal weight is thigh gaps, and you can see my ribs, which I have been working to build her confidence and make her realize she's actually quite skinny and extremely attractive, perfect the way she is. I tell her sincerely daily how beautiful she is, and when she sends me pics I always tell her she is gorgeous, sexy, and amazing. Girls, please don't go on those thin spo blogs on Tumblr. They are seriously messed up. No one expects you to look like that. But that brings us back to the issue at hand. I confronted her about it and calmly asked for her reasonings and such. She lied to me about the account 23 times in the first 30 minutes of. Never heard of it. Oh, I looked at the page but I would never have an account. Okay, well I made an account to follow this yoga person. The site doesn't just have porn. I would never post. Okay, well I made an account and thought about posting pictures but decided not to, and etc. lies. When I showed her the evidence, she finally stopped lying and said, "It's not a big deal, it's just my ass and boobs and I'm not showing my genitalia." She also explained that she thought she could make some good easy money doing it, and that she wasn't going to tell me because, I didn't think you would find out, and no one can see my face so no one knows who I am. So I broke up with her. But then she came over a few days later and apologized, told me how much she loves me and misses me, and she's so sorry she did such a stupid thing and she doesn't know how she convinced herself that it was okay, and she knows it wasn't, and she's sorry for hurting me, and nothing like that will ever happen again. And she's ashamed and horrified that she posted that stuff because it's not like her. She then also said that she's going to start seeing a therapist to overcome her compulsive lying. So that brings us to today, folks. My friends all have told me to run the other way, except for our mutual friend who says that I should give her a second chance because this is not like her. I am willing to forgive what happened, as I believe people make mistakes, and I really want to give her a second chance because I love her more than anything in this world. But I also feel like this has a lot of red flags for potential similar repeat issues, and I think I will just get hurt down the road. Any thoughts? I will do my best to reply to questions, as I wanted to keep this post as brief as possible, but I know it's a complex issue. Too long did not read. Girlfriend started an of, lied to me about it, but wants me to give her a second chance. I want to give her a second chance, but all the bones in my body are telling me to run the other way. Edit. As far as money and desperation goes, she's in co-op making a decent wage right now, and she also has $11,000 saved up, so she isn't desperate or even close to broke. Based on your post, it does sound indeed like lying is very much like her. Just because she says she is getting help now for it doesn't mean you need to stay with her. Honestly, I would not even be able to trust that she is getting help. She has no problem lying to you if she thinks she won't get caught. She is 30 years old and has had plenty of time to realize that this is inappropriate and hurtful. TBH, you should stay away, she's full of shit and will just hurt you again. Liars lie, and posting intimate pictures of yourself is something that you 100% need your partner to be on board with before you do it. I think you should let her know that you definitely agree that therapy is the right thing for her, but that this was a lie too far and the relationship is done. She is probably lying about getting therapy on top of everything else she's lied about, and, for the record, she has lied about all of it, and doing those things is exactly like her, just not the her she wants you to know about. If you stay with her, she will keep lying, she'll just get better at hiding it. You should have left over the smaller lies because they were always red flags that she would lie about big things, too. Eject, eject, eject. Respect for how you responded. Honestly, you seem considerate. Don't let someone treat you like that. You have seen little lies give way to big lies. Those will give way to even bigger lies later. Run away. If she's cool with doing sex work, let her do it. But you don't have to be okay with it, and you don't deserve to be lied to about it. Stay true, King. It isn't about forgiving her. She has character problems that won't go away. You can decide to accept her and maybe she tries for a while, but the chances of this becoming a viable life partner in the end is small. You would be better off finding someone else. She's 30 years old. She isn't going to change. And your instincts evolved for a reason. My friends all have told me to run the other way, listen to your friends. Girlfriend tried cheating on me. So this may or may not be a long post. But to give a background on this story, I had went to a country-type bar and ended up meeting my now ex-girlfriend. She accidentally bumped into me. I ended up talking to her and then bought her a drink. We ended up talking more, and then I had gotten her number and asked her out on a date. We just kicked back at my place and had a few drinks and just talked, and that was that. Went out on a few more dates and I ended up asking her out. To fill in the blanks, I took her virginity a few dates in. To give some insight on her, she was raised in a very religious family and was pretty sheltered. Fast forward, we're at my place this past Saturday and I have my friends over, 3, and she's also here. Well, she ends up drinking a lot of liquor and gets kind of blacked out drunk. I haven't been drinking much, so I'm basically just taking care of her and making my buddies mix drinks. Keep in mind I'm in the army and I live in the barracks, sadly. So I get up with a few of my buddies to go to the kitchen and 2 of my friends follow me in there to get some drinks. As soon as we walk out, she shuts the door behind me, and since I'm in the barracks the door locks automatically and can't open from the outside. The kitchen. I don't think much of it since she likes talking to my friends one-on-one about her and I and wants the reassurance that I like her. Well, a few minutes to by after we make the drinks and I knock on the door and my good buddy opens the door. He was inside my room still sitting on the couch when we went to the kitchen. About 10 minutes go by and she falls off the bed and says she needs to go to the bathroom. I carry her to the bathroom and I chill in there for a few minutes to make sure everything is fine. My other buddy ends up coming to my room, so I go and greet him. When I get to my room, my buddy who was in the room when the door closed tells me that my now ex-girlfriend said she was in the mood and wanted to have sex, this and that. I end up asking them to leave quick and I try to confront her about this. She ends up confirming, on video, that it happened, and at this point I'm pretty hurt. I end up driving her home and made sure she made it in safe. I end up basically breaking it off right there and go out to the clubs with my buddies to forget about it. Later she ends up coming back to try and fix things between us and says that he came on to her this and that. But I caught her in a lie during this story she's telling me, and then she comes clean saying how she was drunk and didn't realize what she had said and apologized over and over again. Just not sure if I am overreacting or did the right thing. You did the right thing. Drunk or not, I've never made a pass on my hubby's friends. Being drunk is no excuse for being a cheater, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You did the right thing. Don't involve yourself with her anymore. It's over. You did the right thing. You did the right thing. Sorry, man. Anyway, you look at it, it's a red flag. What if she gets drunk when you're not around? Cheaters aren't made. People who cheat aren't made to buy alcohol. The sort of mentality that lets an individual completely disrespect boundaries, shatter trust and confidently invite their partners to suffer emotionally, sometimes to the point of genuine trauma, doesn't just mistakenly appear when intoxicated. That mentality demonstrates a severe lack of care towards their partner, or some sort of long-term issue with the Chester or their relationship. You did the right thing. You can't trust her anymore, and you shouldn't have to struggle with that for her sake when she's shown you that she doesn't care about you enough to not try and fuck other people. It's rough to get your head around that, but you'll be better off with her in the rear view. You did the right thing, man. You're not overreacting at all. You did the right thing. Sorry to hear about that, but you'll look back and be happy when you realized you got out of it sooner rather than later. My husband tells me I am not pulling my weight around the house despite doing all that I can. I have been married to my husband to close to 4 years now. I am a 27F and he is 33M. Recently we have been having these intense fights that escalate very quickly into shouting and calling names. He claims that I do not pull my weight around the house in terms of housework, and I fail to understand why he would say that. Whenever I ask him for a proper justification to his words, he is never able to give a proper answer and says things like he is always the one that puts clothes from the washing machine into the dryer. I am frankly quite appalled by those kind of accusations. To give some kind of context, both of us hold full-time jobs. Mine is much more hectic than his since his hours are quite flexible, and he even manages to get away to the gym for a couple of hours in the afternoon every single day. I, on the other end, only manage to go in the evenings after my office hours are completed. I am doing a part-time master's program on top of that. Despite having a hectic schedule, I try to do home-cooked meals for about 5 days each week since I am quite health-conscious and prefer not to eat out. We have a helper who comes in once a week to help with the other household chores. Also, we usually do the grocery runs together. Fair enough, he helps me to do the dishes after cooking, but lately he has been complaining about that. He says that it is not fair that he does the dishes as well as other housework, to which I asked him the definition of other types of housework. He then replied putting the clothes in the dryer. I told him that housework should be joint responsibility, especially since both of us hold full-time jobs. He refuses to listen otherwise, and this often escalates quickly into a full-blown fights and arguments. It is really taking a toll on me since I am stretching myself mentally and physically each day. What really gets my goat is that despite trying to do my best each day to be a good wife and ensure smooth running of household, all I get to hear is how I am not good enough. He says he is too good for me and how lucky I have it since he even helps around the house. He says that if only I had been with other men, I would have been able to realize his true worth. What should I do? I think he's making a great point. You should go be with other men. Let him know he's right, and go find someone who believes in and values a true partnership. You cook 5 days a week, but one time he moved things from the washing machine to the dryer? Moon walk out of the house while flipping the bird. Never to return. He sounds like an ass. I don't know if he's dumb or just incredibly naive. But does he realize how much work goes into keeping up a house, and how much of that work he's not doing? I'd list for him every chore you do in the house and how often versus what he does. If he can't see from that how easy he's getting it, then there's no hope. And his statement about how lucky you are is bullshit. My boyfriend makes sure he's washing the dishes every day, even when he sometimes cooks as well. He hoovers, does the washing and helps with the shopping, and if he sees me doing any cleaning he always asks if there's anything he can do to help. Your boyfriend is doing the work of a spoilt 12-year-old. He says you're lucky to have him, because he helps around the house. He thinks he's so special, because he helps. He doesn't contribute, or participate, or does it because it needs to be done. He graciously assists you in your womanly duties, as he is a man, and was not raised to be a woman. You should be thanking your lucky stars you found a catch like him. He is absolutely right. If you had dated more men, you would be more aware of what an absolute knob your man is. If you had dated more men, he wouldn't be so positive in his ability to do basically nothing and regale himself as a golden god, for occasionally switching the laundry. Your husband is garbage. Does he have redeeming qualities? Yeah, fuck that noise. I would go stay with someone else for a little while so he can really see how much effort you're putting in. What worries me the most is his comment, if only you had been with other men. He is definitely gaslighting you, playing victim, and the waterer. Read Lundy's Why Does He Do That? He may be saying this hurtful stuff because he is trying to hide his true feelings of wanting to be with other women. He wishes for you to be with other men to clear his guilty conscience. He plays victim of your laziness to clear his guilty conscience. He points out how wonderful he is, to validate if he leaves you, it's your loss not his. If you have any suspicion or gut feelings, I would follow through on clearing them. Even you don't, still kick his @ss to the curb. How dare he not see how valuable you are to him, not the other way around. You should probably move on. Shouting and name-calling are complete deal-breakers for me. Also, he seems to think him doing any housework is you not pulling your weight. I think you'll be much happier without him. My friend's wife told him that she cheated when they were dating. Alright, so this is not me to be honest. It happened with someone, my high school homie, I know. But this actually scares me. So his wife basically was intimate with someone else during the dating period. In the defense, she says that it just happened by mistake. She further said that she liked, not love, as it was just 3/4 of a month into the dating process, him, my homie. But the sex just happened as the person she cheated with was hitting on her and was hot. Anyway, so the guy has now stopped talking with her and he's not much upset about cheating. He's actually upset because he never knew even after 9 years of marriage and 2+ years of dating. It just broke him, though she's saying that it was the only time she did anything like that, and after that she never even thought about someone else, but it surely did break the trust. So she said that it was becoming difficult for her to hold this because of the shame she's feeling, and then one day when my friend was playing some game about revealing secrets, she dropped this. So, what should he do now? Sorry for my bad English. So, she cheated, but he's sleeping in the car? And she's in the house? With all the stuff he bought? Well, there's your problem. Here's the problem. She cheated on him and hid it for 11 years. That's not one isolated incident 11 years ago, that's 11 years of deception. 11 years in which he could have made different love choices instead of devoting his life to someone who cheated on him. That's a very big deal, and he has every right to feel however he feels about it. I definitely think he needs therapy to help him sort through his feelings. He also needs to ask his wife for the whole truth about that and every other thing she has been withholding. As his friend, the best thing you can do is support him in working through it. There is no single right choice, there is only what will work best for him. So, let me understand, the relationship with guy she was dating for 3-4 months was not serious, but she felt connected enough to sleep with a guy who was hitting on her. That's some next level shy excuse. Your friend should do what he thinks is the right thing to do. You should stay out of it. Considering that she cheated and then even lied over this amount of time, it's clear trust will be never again an option. She had her chance for years to come out with it and show guilt. In his position, there would only divorce come for me. Before even talking about it to her, if he intends on doing it, ensure he's talking to a lawyer. He should go for the cheating out with the most, while she should at best go out with nothing. It didn't bother her to ride another man, so it shouldn't bother him leaving her behind with nothing. Secrecy. Deal breaker. Now he has to wonder what else she has left out 9 years. That's how it goes. Poor guy. This one's rough. Why in the world would she wait 11 years to disclose this? The remorse and guilt wasn't eating at her enough to get honest in over a decade, why now? Wait, did she confess when other people were present?